look, if you're a filmmaker and you want to start offering more than just high quality video and start pivoting to being a video production agency, offering real value, real results to the businesses you're working with, you need to watch what my guest has to say today. It's Tony Salazar from Lakeland, Florida. He is a next level creator, and he's got some incredible things that have happened to him in just 45 days after joining Next Level Creators and implementing some of the business systems we've worked on together. So, Tony, thank you so much for being here and sharing your knowledge.
Yeah, thank you, Paul. It's good to be here, man.
Yeah.
Excited for it.
So, I always like to start these interviews this way. You know this. You've probably seen a couple of them. Basically, what got you started in this creative field in the first place?
So what actually got me started in video was filming myself when I was competing as a professional athlete. So I would compete in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for like my entire 20s. I was a sponsored athlete, and I was starting to film myself to get sponsorships. And it started off with like a GoPro, and then it led to me getting a Canon 70D and mainly just filming myself, my wife, and the life that we live, and just for social media content. And then it led to jobs and things that people were asking us to do. And then I started to see real potential in building skills in filmmaking. So I decided to just devour everything I could. I was helping on shoots. I was helping with other production companies as shot assistants. I happened to have some friends that were already in the business with a large production agency. So I was able to go and learn a lot in the first year just by offering my service or myself for free. And I really loved that, the diversity of it, the ability to help people and actually be able to put something into a creative piece of work and tell a story. I just fell right in love with it, and here we are now.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yes.
You can kick my ass. That's cool, man. I'm sure. That's awesome. So you were basically shooting videos so you could learn or see where your weaknesses were? Is that what it was?
Oh, no. It was actually because I would want sponsorships. The tournaments are expensive. You have to travel Los Angeles, Vegas for, world championship events. And so sponsors wanted you to promote their products, but they wanted you to have like a high social media following. This is like early 2014. Hey, what's your social media following like? So they would ask you these kind of things, and I didn't have a lot. So I was like, well, I need to try to build this up. So I started just filming myself and my training and the things that I would do to recover. And it worked. I got some good sponsorships, and they paid for my travel. So it all worked out the way it was supposed to do in that way.
It's amazing the way the world has changed from that perspective. Like you're creating content for your social media channel to get enough followers to get sponsorship to go into a tournament like that.
Yeah.
That world didn't exist 20 years ago.
No, 100%.
That's the way it is. And I mean, there's so many different pockets of markets and opportunities that are like that today. It
is cool. It's eye-opening.
Yeah. So you jumped into filmmaking then, because then how many years have you really been? That was your first year. You were working for free for a bit. How many years have you been doing this now?
It's been a little over 4.5 years now. So I'm still pretty new, but I think a lot of it was just I have a very obsessive learning style brain. I get into things. I start really getting on. I don't watch much Netflix in general, even anytime during the year. I'm always on something. So no matter what my thing is, I'm on it. When it was let's get good at shooting video, it was 7 to 10 hours a day, constantly doing it, always pulling camera out and just getting, always wanted to create something. So
yeah.
So it's been 4.5 years, but a focused effort to be a good shooter for sure, an editor.
And so you've been working for 4.5 years now, doing shooting and doing editing. The first year was primarily free, really building that skill set. Then, you basically, how did you come across what we do here at Next Level Creators and find me and the Creators Operating System? What was it that brought you to us?
So what it was the exact struggles that I was experiencing in the financial side of the business were written in your ads at a point where it literally was like it was talking to me. And I told you this before. Every time I'd see an ad, I'd click it, and I was like, man, it was so well written that I'm like, that's exactly what I'm dealing with this week. And it's the struggle of the business. The nature of the business is I actually had no trouble getting large paying clients, even for people in my area who'd been doing video much longer would contact me and ask me, Tony, how did you land that $5,000 video for this mattress company out of thin air from social media outreach type thing? So I've always been more assertive, and I never had trouble closing clients. but I wasn't understanding the distribution side and actually how to package the services. So once I would get a video like that, you'd have a great payment one month. You make $10,000, $15,000 one month, and next month could be $3,000 that you make, and they'll go back and forth. So it was me having those struggles and wanting residual and wanted to have more security. Obviously, I have a 11-month-old baby. I have a wife to support, so I wanted to have financial security and not know that 1 month was going to be up and was going to be down and have that pattern. So
yeah, it's funny because, as you said, you know, the messaging that we wrote in our ads resonated with you. It's interesting because I was writing that ad to my old business self back when I worked that way.
Yeah.
So whenever people say it resonated with me, it's funny because I can still put myself back into the shoes of who I was when I was living that way as well. And that's one of the beautiful things about when you get really good at marketing. Typically, it's just having empathy or compassion for where someone is and that internal frustration or desire for where they want to go, right? And so that's the beauty of really good marketing. It's just connecting with other human beings, real life scenarios.
Right. Yeah, and it worked. And so I think the final push for us, I'm trying to remember. Oh, we took a client last year, and it was a content retainer client. It was 7 videos that were supposed to be completed on schedule, 1 per month for a large company here. It's kind of like a home remodel type thing. And they didn't schedule them for the entire year of 2018. So typically, or legally, our contract was up. We were done by the end of the year, but they didn't schedule the videos. But it was someone that I had a good relationship with, and I didn't want to not just do the work for them. So we went out one day after, we'd been paid at this point almost a full year ahead to do one of these shoots. It was like an 8-hour shoot. I had one of my employees there, and when I got home, I remember thinking, like, this is going to be a long 6 videos. There's no more income coming in for these videos. They should have already been done. And it's just one of those things. It just happened to be a day where I just felt a little frustrated with the lack of other clients in the works and what we had going on at the time. And so I sat down on the computer, opened up, and that was when I saw the ad. And it was an ad of a guy. It was like a very warm edit with a red camera. And I don't remember the exact writing there, but I was like, Amy, come here, let's watch this video. Let's do this. So we sat down, and that was it. I'm very glad we did, for sure.
So at that point, you had clients, but you didn't have a consistent stream of clients basically coming to you. You were getting some content retainers, for the most part, like video series sales, and you were struggling with the distribution aspect of things still. And then you saw this ad, you watched some of our video trainings, decided to book a call, join Next Level Creators. What's happened? Like, basically, once you got in Next Level Creators, I always like to ask this: was there any form of buyer's remorse? Was there immediate, like, oh crap, this could be bad? Or was it, did you start studying and then?
It was immediately like, yeah, this is worth it. Like, when I saw the depth and how large the course was, I was like, this is awesome, right up my alley. Like, I'm a content consumer all the time. I'm always doing audiobooks, and I love that. I thrive on the idea of like challenge and like completing a goal and seeing something that a lot of people would be intimidated by and be like, oh, this is a lot to watch. Kind of how my wife was when she saw, she's like, this is going to be a lot. I'm like, I like that. So I feel like it was way more than I expected, especially the mindset training, which was perfect. Most of the mindset training that is in this course, it's like, I've heard before, I've followed these people before, but it's like, until it's presented in that way, it works at the right timing. I'm sitting down and reminding myself, I'm like, yes. And I think that's been the biggest difference in our life in the last 2 months is just been the mindset and the focus. It's just such a good reminder. It was like everything kind of came together at this point where I'm like, all right, I'm a father. This is time to like go hard and like actually do this in this business and focus and put my efforts into like a pressured tip. And that's, I think, what has made the biggest difference is how focused I've been, which has led to me reaching out to that warm market without any hesitation and fear, sending out emails and booking these meetings because I'm just like, this is what I'm going to do now in my office at the same time every day. I've got my trigger scent going. I've got everything I need to like, I actually already done that before too, the trigger scent. So.
Nice. Yep. I've got mine right here next to me. I got myself into state before this interview. I knew I had to, coming to talk to you, of course.
We use lemon and ginger and cedarwood. I have a standing desk here. I have a desktop air conditioner to keep blowing cold air in my face. So it keeps this ideal temperature in here. And I have my door closed in my office. So I have like a really good tranquil environment that I'm able to like center in. And obviously I don't know what the total length of the course is, but I've completed it as of yesterday. Actually, I completed the course, and it was a lot of hours. There's a lot of hours sitting right here going through it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I always tell people it's Next Level Creators isn't a program you ever finish, because it's a lifestyle essentially.
Yes.
You're building a lifestyle company in the sense that every business is a lifestyle company, because you're going to have to do activities to grow that business, to keep it running, to sustain it. So part of your lifestyle is that company, whether it's 4 hours a week or it's 40 hours a week. Some part of your life is wrapped up in that company. With Next Level Creators, all we did was break it down into what those activities are and how do we get at least one system in each of the cogs of this machine that is pumping, that is churning, it is working, it's efficient. You know what the conversion rates are, you know what the numbers are, you know what it is that you have to do, and you can really be effective in growing that company and having fun in the process. Like that's a whole big part of it, right?
True.
So for you, the mindset, the focus was really important. You've gone through the entire program at this point. How many clients have you landed, and in what time frame? Because I know you've gotten a couple.
Yeah, so I want to say 3, but technically, if I'm being honest, I can actually only say 2 at this point. But 2 consistent clients, but 1 client is a business that has 2 different offerings. So it's it's kind of like a 3, because it's going to be 3 separate video creations and ad accounts altogether.
Okay.
3 clients, and that'll be total $4,000 in retainers and $7,000 in upfront production costs that we got in 45 days. So
that's awesome. I mean,
for sure.
As far as that goes, I mean, that right there, that automatically, I don't 100% know this, but from your perspective, these retainers, they're not series, like video series where, you're selling 7 videos. They're ongoing, indefinite. You get results for these clients, and you're going to stay with them, right? Yeah,
that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of the system that I love, is it really does make sense with the commercial campaign and creating a video that they would continue to pay you for as long as they continue to get their results. And that was, again, that was the biggest mistake I feel like I made in my first 3 years, is just releasing rights to every video, just letting the video go. That's what I did. Was I was hired, and for 3 specific instances, I know I was hired to create a video, and that video was passed on to a marketing company. The marketing company was running campaigns and showing their proof of concept with a video and a creative that I came up with. And it didn't really click to me like, this is something I shouldn't really be doing. But now I'm like, it's just having that control is going to be really, really nice for our financial security, and just, for the pride that we're doing something from start to finish, a whole encompassing project,
I see. That was who I was writing to in a lot of the stuff that I've written and put out there. Is I had multiple occasions similar to you where I came up with a website, I produced a commercial, I did something where it was my concept, and then someone else will get paid monthly to use that concept.
Yes.
And it worked. And that's the thing that was the most frustrating, is literally looking at the video I produced or the website I produced and all that energy that literally I had before I had the client. That client didn't exist, right? He was a person I saw out there. I wanted to help. I came up with the idea. I went to them, offered it. They said yes. And then someone else gets to make money off of that indefinitely. That just, it's infuriating.
Yeah, it really is. It does. It doesn't make you feel good. So it feels like I'm in a position now where I can really take extreme ownership and control of everything that's going on. And, it feels good. The sales aspect was the sales training is so huge in this. And I told this to John when we had our strategy session, is without a doubt, anyone who knows me will tell you this, sales has been my greatest strength always. My ability to sell and have a conversation with somebody, and a lot of it would be in-person meetings, but I knew that it was going to be a great compliment to how I already hold my presence in a sales type setting. So that was great. But really what benefited us so much is the structure and how we're doing this, the structure and the confidence to be like, this is what we do. And I think that's more, you're getting a win-win at that. Yeah. Here's what it is. And, it'd be crazy to not take advantage of that for this price, and just holding that. And I always like those moments anyways, but it even feels better now. It's like, it's going to be $5,000 and pause. And it's like, I'm smiling because I'm like, they're going to say yes. I know they're going to,
And that's another root belief that I think is really important, right? With Earn the Deal, when you're in a meeting with someone and you don't see a way forward, you don't just say, it costs $10,000 for this video. If you don't believe in that video, you don't believe in the results you can get with it, we don't make just random offers to people. You're actually looking to put a strategy in place that makes sense, right? And as you said, it's fun when you make offers like that. You say 5,000, you pause, the person tries to fight back. It's like, as in like negotiate you down. That's not happening in this scenario. Not anymore, because all of a sudden you have that power of believing in your value and not needing them anymore, because you have the marketing system churning on your side to fill the pipeline. You don't need more people. That's the thing. You don't need more clients. You need the better clients, the right clients. I talk about that all the time.
Key. That's key. That's very key right there. I agree.
So, Tony, I really appreciate you, of course, coming on, doing this interview and sharing your experience. It sounds like you're the kind of person who, if you know what system to implement, there's nothing stopping you. Like nothing's getting in your way.
That's it.
And so moving forward, where are you going to take your company? 8Limb Creatives, what's the vision 12 months from now?
So that's a good question. We picked our niche in the health and fitness industry because that's where my wife and I are consumers, and we've spent most of our life in some sort of active activity. So do you mean like a monetary goal, or what do we want to do? What kind of clients do we want to work with?
Everything. What's your passion? Who do you want to work with? What kind of value do you want to bring to them?
And health. So we want to work with businesses that are making a positive change in people's lives through health and fitness, whether that's bike brands, mattress companies for athletes, cryo rejuvenation clinics, supplement nootropics. We want to work with companies that are actually making a positive difference in people's lives through health and fitness and natural healing. And, we want to make $100,000 a month doing that. So that's our goal long term, is to get to that point. And, I want to be able to have people that will write for us. I have a phenomenal shooter who's a film school graduate. He works for me now, does all my camera operating and some editing for me. So I want to continue to build the team out that will have the right person for the position, and everyone's happy, and build a really strong tribe of 8Limb's creative employees and family that's making a difference.
See, and that's the beauty is, that's a great passionate goal. Like I resonate with that. I spend a ton of money in health and fitness as well. Probably not nearly as much as you guys do.
Yeah, who knows?
I've got a whole bunch of workout equipment. I basically have a gym in my garage that I'm in every day for 30 minutes to an hour. And it's great when that's the thing about having systems, right? Put a marketing system in place and you now know how to go find those health and fitness clients. Mm-hmm. That's the target now. And because you're an enthusiast in the industry, you're talking to people who are similar to you, like-minded, mission-focused. And my recommendation here, again, is always thinking better, right? And of course, we're working closely together. That future vision with you, Amy, and the team, look for the best clients you can possibly find in health and fitness, and the best clients that have the most potential, right? What I mean by that is there are a lot of health and fitness companies out there. For instance, my wife, she runs massage therapy clinics. She's doing Reiki. She's doing a ton of different things from that perspective. And she loves it. She's in it all the time. She's doing her yoga. The scalability of that business is not there. I can't produce hundreds of thousands of dollars for her unless I were to take her to online programs, and she doesn't want to do that. So when you're looking at companies, make sure that you're looking for better in terms of what kind of value you can bring to these people as well, right? Because certain businesses don't have that scalability that we're looking for. You want to be bringing hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars in value to your clients if possible. Only some clients and companies have that capability. Every industry has it, right? Health and fitness, there are multi-million dollar companies there, some tens of millions of dollars. And there's certain dynamics of how they do that. So look at those business models, look at that proof of concept, get really focused as to how they're doing that. Guarantee you, all of them are using video. All of them are leveraging technology, and we can become, you can work your way up the ladder to become better at working with the right types of clients in that market, to have really clear-cut differentiators and work with less, not more, because that's going to be where you have that really awesome family and a lot of fun.
Yes, that's it, man. Love it.
So, Tony, hey man, the last question, I guess, here is, would you recommend Next Level Creators to yourself 2 months ago before you had joined? And
Absolutely. I saw ads for about a year before I made a purchase, and I wish I would have done that a year ago. Things are always meant to be, so maybe now is the better time. But I've scrolled past it way too many times and didn't invest at the time. And I think if I would have, I would have been a lot closer to that goal that I just said. So everything good time, but I'm very glad I took that leap and went for it. So anybody else, I would highly recommend. This dude is a whiz. The program will change your life for sure.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.